I handed someone else the keys to my garden, completely checked out, and came back to find weeds everywhere and stuff going to waste that I never got to enjoy. So now I'm starting over, I'm starting fresh, and I'm really trying to not make the same mistake twice. So here's to starting over. Today is garden day. So like I said earlier, I initially had someone come and plant the garden for me. They bought the plants, the tomatoes, the strawberries and everything, and then they planted it. But I have little to no experience with tending to a garden. And so I just let everything sit. The sprinklers weren't on. And so I wasn't manually watering it myself. So eventually, I just had all of these weeds out here. Surprisingly, there was fruit that was growing, but I didn't want to eat it. I didn't know how to take care of it. And so now I'm starting over from scratch, just trying to start from the basics of just learning exactly what kind of plants I even have. Maybe there's different kinds of tomatoes, I don't know, or different kinds of strawberries. I know the strawberries, from what I understand, it's better if they're growing vertically, which I just had everything on the ground, which I think was part of the issue too. So today is just going to be cleaning up a couple of weeds and then just using like the plant app to learn what everything is and then go from there. These are the glove options for today. Well, these aren't even an option. I wanted to use these. These are the actual gardening gloves, but I left them outside and I was afraid that there was going to be bugs inside, which there was a spider, so those ones aren't going to work. So I'm left with these food prep gloves and these dishwashing gloves. So I guess I'm going to go with these since these could easily break and I don't want to mess my nails up. So we're going to go with the kitchen gloves. According to planting, my plant looks sick. Difficulty of care is medium. Oh, I'm supposed to fertilize it. I've not been doing that. Pruning, I need to learn how to do that. And then water every 4 days. I need to check the sprinkler or just turn that off and then just manually water so that I know. The lighting, full sun. Okay, I'm not far off. I'm wondering why it looks sick. I'm overwatering. Before I was underwatering. Proud of myself. I'm making some progress. I've always been somewhat interested in gardening. I just never really took the time to learn and to be consistent with it. But when I was younger, my grandma had the most beautiful garden. She had roses, she had collard greens, she had tomatoes. She just took such good care of it, and I always admired that. And now as an adult, it's something that I really wish that I would have learned from her. But recently, my aunt came over, who also is good at gardening, and she showed me a few things. She is the one who told me about the Plantain app. She also told me that I needed to just start with watering everything, because at that point I had no sprinklers, not even watering it myself. And she reminded me that everything that has life needs to be nurtured. And that includes these plants, that includes everything, which really stood out to me because it also just reminded me of other aspects of my life that I could be watering a little bit better. So like with my health, and shortly after that, I started the anti-inflammatory reset. And it just made me take a deeper look at everything. But She told me to just water everything, see what grows, and then go from there before I just start pulling things up and tearing things out that don't need to be torn out, maybe things that just need a little extra love. So I appreciate her coming over to teach me and to get me started. So I'm excited to see where this journey takes me. I think the hardest part is just being consistent and coming out here and checking on the plants and pruning them. And I think for me, the biggest thing that I learned today is to just release my fear. I've noticed that I was really scared about like the bugs or if I heard like a weird noise or something. So just like getting used to even being out here and getting comfortable and confident in the garden. But I'm just excited to see where this journey takes me, and I'm glad that you all are along for the ride. If you have more experience than me, I would love for you to share. I'm willing to take any tips, tricks, whatever you have, but this should be fun, so we'll see what happens. We're done here for today. I definitely learned a lot of lessons. One, I learned to do the planting app before I start pulling everything out. I pulled one of the the tomatoes from the root, which I guess I was probably supposed to prune it and just take off the parts that were dead, but I pulled the whole thing and then the whole, plant came out. So that was one. Two, I learned that the strawberries versus the tomatoes and the chilies need different amounts of water. And so I need to probably go back to manually watering so that I know how much water each different plant is getting. The last thing that I learned is to not be afraid to just get in there and to just get over the fact that there may be bugs or worms or something, even though there wasn't, but I was kind of scared to like really get in there. But as always, thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you in the next vlog. Bye guys.